something I've noticed about the Russians and Ukrainian girls here in Limassol is they love money. They literally, you don't ever see them with like young, tall, handsome, ripped guys. Nah, none of that. It's always older guys who are a bit fat, not good looking. But I always notice one thing about these older guys they're with. They're wearing a sick ass watch. Like they're wearing like a Patek Philippe, like a 50, 100K watch. Every single time it's the same thing. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. So is this the case with all women across the world? Do they all want money? I'm only saying it because that's how Russians and Ukrainian girls say it. They love the money. Everyone wants the money. Is it the same across the planet? Yeah, it is, unfortunately, but not to that extent. So I think, why is it that Russians and Ukrainians in particular, on this side of the world, love their money? Maybe it's because they don't come from much stability and they come from like war-torn, dangerous countries where they want safety and security and stability, right? But having said that, now I lived in the States, right? I have a green card. I lived in Miami Beach for a year. I've been traveling Europe for many months. I'm not going back to America till the end of the year. But the same thing applies in America. I mean, women want security. And so they also love money in America. Like they want security. They want a man to have money to be able to protect them, right? So money equals security and protection. But it's a lot more extreme over in the Eastern world. So over in sort of Russia, Ukraine. So, I mean, I've been to both of those countries, by the way. And more so, it's much more extreme over there in the sense that a woman will just go out with an ugly, short, fat dude just because he's got money. Whereas in America, the girls also want like a bit of looks, a bit of status. You know, they want him to be a bit handsome and to have a bit of money. They don't necessarily need him to be super rich and a short, fat guy. So they're quite extreme, actually, the Eastern Europeans. Well, when I say Eastern Europeans, I'm specifically talking about the Russians and Ukrainians. They're the ones who are quite money hungry. And similarly, it was actually quite similar in Romania. I think these countries where people aren't, these poor countries, people want safety and stability and security. And can you blame the girls? Not really, to be honest. You can't really blame them. But in the Western nations and in the big Western cities like London, like Miami, like New York, the women can get by themselves, so they also can have good jobs and can make money for themselves, especially over the last 20, 30 years. And so they don't necessarily need a man with a lot of money. They can look after themselves. So it's just not as extreme. Over there, they actually want a balance. So, a Western girl in America will want a balance of different, all the different things. So she want him to be handsome, attractive, kind, caring, have a bit of status and have a good job and be able to protect her, right? So that's like a good balance. The Russians over here, they don't give a shit about balance. They care about one thing: money. They want that cash. They want the nice watch. They want the nice car. They want the nice house. They want to be bought a bunch of nice shit. They just want super secure protection. Whereas it just seems like an American girl isn't as extreme in her ways, right? So that I find super interesting. And like, what can you actually learn from this? Well, you're not going to learn anything new from this apart from the fact that you need to have money and necessarily, and also you don't want to be spending it all on women. Like, you would be absolutely stupid to spend all of your money on a girl. Like, you would be an absolute idiot. The first place you spend it is on yourself, right? On a gym membership, on holidays, on trips, on investing, okay? You spend the money on yourself when you get yourself in the right position to be able to then treat a woman. So, I take girls out with money, with my income that comes from my investments. If I had $10,000 to my name, I wouldn't be spending $500 on a dinner with a girl. That's the stupidest thing you could do. Because unfortunately, the truth of the matter is girls don't appreciate what you spend on them. They just don't. It's just not in their nature. Girls will only react to how they feel towards you and how they, it's all about feelings in the moment. So you could buy her a bunch of shit for 5 years, buy her a nice car, a nice this and nice that, and in one day, it could completely change. And she changes her mind because, I don't know, you looked at someone funny or you don't make her feel the same way. So she completely flips the script on your ass. So very dangerous game here that a lot of men play. They spend a shit ton of money on girls and they think that that's what's going to buy them love. And it never does, by the way. Money never buys you love. It buys you company and entertainment. It buys you someone's time and attention. Okay? So the rich Russian man's money will buy her attention, but will not buy love. Okay, money does not buy love, but it certainly does buy attention. Can attention turn into love? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that money that buys her time and her attention and you buying her shit and taking her out, do you think that can buy love? I know what the answer is. I want to hear yours. Leave it in the comments below.